Okay, this is Mike Lively from Northern Kentucky University, and we're going to start Blender UV mapping. So if you ever heard of the word UV map, UVW, this is it. So basically there are two aspects specifically when dealing with paper vision, and that are vertices and layout of vertices, lines, edges, polys, and we've talked about that. But now you want to put an image on top of it. And so you've seen all these models go, well, that's great, but now let's put an image on it. That's called UV mapping. And basically what happens is the program basically percentizes the image map, figures out where it goes on the XYZ, and then stretches it over it. Okay, so it's just like putting on a jacket. So what you're going to learn today is to actually go into Blender, create a small figure like a house, and then you're going to take that house and put something on it, like a UV map. You're going to clothe it, and we're going to show you how to do that. And you're going to use one of our favorite programs, of course, is GIMP. GIMP is free, Blender is free. We're going to do it all free today. And so you could easily pay thousands of dollars for the software that you need to do this with, and you get to do it for free here today. I will say that UV mapping probably is very easy in Blender, but yet not well understood. Not a lot of people know. Get beyond the complexity of the interface, but once you do, it's actually easy. But it's a step process you need to go through, and once you learn it, after you've done it about 20 times, then you'll find it's second nature. Okay, so let's go ahead and there's a number of things we can do. Now, once we get it, that map, we want to export that to Paper Vision, and there is a Paper Vision exporter. It's right here, but I think we're going to go directly to the mapping, and then if we have time, we'll come back and worry about the exporting. Okay. So in this tutorial, we're going to build a house with textures, with a UV map. And then we're going to demonstrate how to do the same thing with the Supper Club. And we have something called a quick draw, pixel draw method that we've developed that you can actually draw the Supper Club in 5 minutes. And so, last time we spent maybe, an hour and a half drawing the Supper Club. We're going to show you how to do that quick time. Okay? So let's go ahead and start by drawing our house, and I've got the step-by-step instructions here, which Roxanne Kent Drew had requested, and so I'm sure if she's going to watch this video one day, that she'll see these instructions. There you go. So what I want you guys to do is go ahead and open up Blender, and let's build a house. And I probably won't be referring to these instructions a lot. We'll be pretty much just going by fly, but we'll come back to these from time to time. So go ahead and click on your Blender icon, and let's start blending. So I'm in Blender right now, and it's important to understand the axis. Remember we said X, Y, Z, RGB. So you can see that the blue is pointing up. That's the Z-axis. So we're going to draw our house today up in the Z-axis. And so what I'm going to do is hit the middle mouse button. I'm just going to rotate this a little bit up so you can see it. And I'll just pull it up out of the grid right there. So go ahead and get to that point. Are you all there?
Click the middle mouse button.
Hold it down and roll. Okay, so you should see something like this. And I kind of just pulled it out of the grid. And what we're going to do is extrude this 3 times, one for the eaves and one for the roof. It's actually going to extrude it 2 times. And so you want to hit the tab button. That gets you into the edit mode. And at this point, we're going to hit the A key. That deselects the entire structure because we only want to select the top vertices. And I'm coming along here and I'm going to hit B. I'm going to select the top 4 vertices. Okay? That's where you guys should be, something like that. So what I want to do is extrude this 2 times, a small time for the eaves and a larger time for the roof. So I'm going to hit the E key, which is the extrusion key. Okay, and extrude up once. See, just a little bit. That's the eaves. Click and then hit E again and extrude up for the roof. So what you see here is you have this little highlighted part, so I'm going to hit A to get off of that, and I'm going to want to select 2 of these vertices and merge them, and select 2 others and merge them. I have roof. So I'm going to kind of rotate around a little here. I'll do the far side. So I'm going to click on one vertice, and I'm going to hold down the Shift key and click on the other. That is a right click. And it's actually selected those 2. So if I hit the W key at that point, then I can go down here and select Merge, or I can hit the 5 key, which takes me down to that value in the menu item, and then click at center. So let me go through that again, okay? Jeff, you're looking like, okay. You want to see that again? Yeah. Okay, let me right click. Let me Control Z that. Hit the W key after selecting those 2 vertices. Click on Merge, which is the same as hitting the 5 key because that's the 5th item down the menu. And at center, I'm going to bring them together. There you go. So we have one part of the house done, and Jeff, you're following along here. So I'm going to come around here and get the other side. So I want to make sure I'm off of that vertice, so I just hit the A to get off of that. Right-click here, and I'm going to shift and hold the other right-click here. And then I just hit the W key, hit the 5 key, and then hit Enter. That's good. And click, and it made my roof. Now, what I want to do is select the top faces and just expand that a little bit and bring it down to straighten out the eaves. So what I'm going to do here is just come down here. I have to move my recorder just a little bit. I want to click on Faces. So I'm going to select Faces, hit the B key, and I'm going to try to select the top faces. And it's not going to work completely right. I got some of them, but I didn't get them all. So you want to make sure all the faces are selected. So just come along here and hit a shift click on that. Make sure you select that one. And go around to the other side. And they're all selected. So I got my faces selected. So once I have my faces selected, I'm just going to, in a sense, increase the size just a little bit. So I hit the S key, and I just increase the size just a little bit. And I want to just translate it down a little bit. There we go. Just to straighten out those eaves. And there I have a nice house with eaves. All right, are you there, Jeff?
I can get all the faces.
Let me come along and help you. So now that was the easy part. And so if you guys are lost or you're having problems right now, just make sure that you go and you review all those videos on YouTube, because once you go through those, you should become fairly good at drawing these figures. Don't feel like if you're lost now that has to be the case. Just go to my YouTube. Rebecca, you've been going through the YouTube, and she's able to get pretty good at drawing these things. So it's a real step-by-step. So once I've done that, what I have to do is I have to, in a sense, create a UV map, and in a sense create some seams and unfold this house, and then take that unfolded piece into a GIMP or Photoshop, color it, and bring it back and lay it back on the house. And so what I'm going to do here is I need two sides. So I'm going to come down here to this little seam that we talked about in previous videos. Right click here, and that's a split area. I'm going to split area, and I'm just going to go right to the middle, and it'll split my house into two. So now I have two houses. And what I'm going to do is come back in this screen right here, kind of click here, just make sure it's activated. And I'm going to hit the magic key, Shift F10. Now this is all in your write-up, okay? So I'm going to hit Shift F10. And when I do, that turns that into kind of a mapping area for me right there. Okay? And that's where my figure is going to be mapped. So I'm done there, and I want to go back and work on the other side on my figure and do what I need to get that over into the mapped area. Now, just real quick here, you can select seams. You can build seams. I'm going to actually want every house in this to be a seam. But if I want to come off here, hit the A key. You want to click in here to activate the window. I could come down here and select vertices. Hold on. And I could actually right-click on different areas and select them all, or use my B key and select them all, and create a seam. Now, what is a seam? It's where it's going to be unfolded. So the great thing about Blender, you have the ability to unfold it at different areas. You have total control over that. But like I said, in this particular case, we will need to unfold it on every edge. So we're going to go ahead and just select everything. We'll hit the A key, select everything. And what I'm going to do now is the magic key, Control E. So hit Control E, and when you do that, it's going to say Make Seam. See that? And you click that Make Seam, it turns everything kind of an orange color. That's where it's going to be unfolded. And that's pretty much all there is to it. There's just one more step, and you'll have your UV map. And are you there, Jeff?
I didn't get the split screen.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, I think I was saying Make Seam when it was Mark Seam. So if you hit the Control E button. Well, it's not coming. There you go. It's Mark Seam. Apologize. So, and I believe I may have put Mark Seam hopefully in your handout there.
Yeah, that's right.
So, I'm pretty much done. I just need to unwrap this, and the way you do this is just hit the U key, and just click Unwrap. And when you do, it unwraps everything over here in the UV map side. So if you've never seen a UV map, this may be like, wow, that's pretty cool. And it is. And what's really cool is when you actually do an avatar and the face unwraps. It's just really awesome looking. And so if you're not sure what piece goes where, just click on a piece of the house. Right click on it now, and you can see as I do that, and I want to be probably in face selection, so let's go back to face selection down here. Now I can right click on these different triangles, and when I do, let me move this over. When I right click on these different faces, and what face I click on will become highlighted over there. So if you don't know what area is where, you can just do that by right clicking on it, and it will highlight that area for you. And you go, well, wait a second, I don't see the rest of my figure anymore. Well, just hit the A key again to select everything, and there's your figure. Okay? So this was really important because one of the problems is all these squares look the same. I want to know where my bottom is. And so I'm going to hold my middle mouse key down, rotate, and right click on the bottom. That's my bottom right there.